We are live. I'm
I
going
think we're
to.
live.
I'll refresh my side over here and then switch off the audio on this side. There we go. I've just muted my audio. Here we are.
Welcome everybody to what do we call this? Drip Network Live, eh?
Yeah, there you go.
With me
Saturday
as always
night and Sunday stream.
With me as always is Danny. What's up, Danny?
Hey guys. G'day.
And we have a special guest, Kelly, on the stream with us tonight.
Hello.
So the thing everybody wanted us to talk about tonight, I think, was Reservoir, right?
Yeah.
Danny, are you in the Reservoir?
I'm not yet, but there's reasons for that. But I will be very, very soon. Yeah, as you know, I've been on a meeting earlier. So for my side of things, I'm a strong believer in Reservoir, and I think that everyone should be in on it. It's just that I have a couple of other little things that I've reserved my funds for first. But, it'll definitely be happening.
And I do have about 3 BNB that I put into Reservoir. This is my original account. So I originally joined Drip on May 21st. Upon the urging of my good friend Jimmy, excuse me, and he said to join Drip and told me about it and said the developer is awesome and he's always in the Telegram and very involved with the project and just had lots of good things to say about it. So yeah, this is the first. This is my first account here with Drip, and I did on July 19th. My stake percentage has gone down. On July 19th, I deposited 3 BNB. July 9th, actually. And I have not compounded. I have claimed a couple of times. And then I still have these rewards sitting over here. You all can see the screen and the mouse pointer and all that good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I did actually a little bit of a spreadsheet at one
Why
point.
haven't you compounded? Do you have a reason for that?
I really wanted. Okay, so the thing with Reservoir is that you're earning BNB. So I wanted to see, and there's no clear rate of return. There's no return on investment that you really know because it depends upon how many other people are staked in the Reservoir. And it depends on trading volume, right? So the more transactions that take place on the DEX, the decentralized exchange, the more rewards that you receive as this is the liquidity pool for Drip. So I wanted to see, just without any compounding, I just wanted to see sort of my raw rate of return. And I remember since I deposited on July 9th, I checked it on August 9th because I wanted to see, okay, what did I earn in that first month? I will bring up my spreadsheet here. I'm not going to show it on stream, but as of that first 1 month, my return was about a little bit over 8% in 1 month. And that's just pure good. BNB. Yeah, that was just pure BNB.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to compound it because I didn't want to convolute it, and my stake has dropped. It was somewhere about 0.46 or 0.44%, and more people have joined, right? So my stake percentage has gone down.
Yeah. And that's just going to keep happening. There's more and more people coming into this, especially after this weekend.
Right. So I think Reservoir is kind of an enigma, right? People don't really have a solid understanding of it. But It's if people are familiar with farming, with yield farming, it's the same concept, except for it's a little bit, I guess it's a little bit cleaner with Reservoir, because you don't have to go through the process of buying a chunk of BNB and then buying a chunk of drip and then pairing those together. That's how you traditionally do liquidity pool, yield farming.
I see. Okay.
You make a special token that's made up of two equal parts, two equal values of two different tokens, right? And so you actually get a place I have done this before. I have done a little bit of yield farming on on a site called BuySwap, and I had to bring in my I think I had USDT, so the stable coin, the US dollar coin, and then I bought a bag of the BuySwap coin, and then I had to pair them together and create a whole new token. Then I staked that token in the liquidity pool on BuySwap. It turned out to be not a great experience because I got a whole bunch of what's called impermanent loss. I think that's what it's called. I lost about a quarter. Lost about 25% on that.
Okay.
I think it's called impermanent loss.
Somebody asked in a comment why I'm super echoey. Am I super echoey?
You are a
little
little
bit.
bit. You might want to turn it down just a little bit more. You're seeing that comment? Why am I not seeing that comment?
Because somebody made it to me personally.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, I'm not seeing a comment. Impermanent loss is a loss that funds are exposed to when they are in a liquidity pool. This loss typically occurs when the ratio of the tokens in the liquidity pool becomes uneven. So the thing that happened with my BuySwap experiment into yield farming is the value of the BuySwap token went way down. So I had equal parts, equal values of each token, but then my little stake, my little liquidity pool token got hammered from the BSW side. So people were selling and selling and selling the BSW token and taking more of my USDT tokens out of it. So by the end of it, when I finally pulled that token out and split it back up, I'd lost about 25% of the value. And I'd earned like BSW tokens on the side, but it didn't make up for the impermanent loss that I had on that liquidity pool token. So they call it an LP token.
Yeah.
So from what I understand with Reservoir, and I'm definitely not an expert on this, you don't have to. It's sort of automated. So like I said, rather than buying some BNB and some drip and then forming them together in an LP token, you just deposit BNB into Reservoir. You just literally just put in an amount of BNB that you want to stake, and the contract sort of takes care of all of that pairing automatically. And that's, people were asking and wanting us to talk about how the Reservoir props up the price. So one of the ways I can think of that happening when somebody deposits into Reservoir, let's say they put in 10 BNB, okay? And 10% of that is going to be taken right off the top. And we can look at the white paper. But 10% of that is going to be taken off. So you're going to be left with 9 BNB. And then what the contract is going to do automatically is take half of that 9 BNB. So it's going to take 4.5 BNB. And it's going to use that on the swap page. I mean, it's behind the scenes, but it's going to use that 4.5 BNB to buy some drip, 4.5 BNB worth of drip at that moment. So at that point, at that very initial point, you have equal parts. You have the same value in BNB as you have in drip. And that becomes, I guess, kind of melded together into the drop token. So we have the drip token, and then we have the drop token. And you can see here, when I originally did this, I ended up with about 0.533 drop token. So about half a drop token. And that, I don't know exactly how that price goes up and down. Obviously it's dependent upon how many people are putting BNB into the contract versus taking out, and your share of that, and the current value of drip in terms of BNB, that probably also factors in there. But it is supportive. It is supportive of the drip price because it buys drip. It buys some amount of drip, depending on how much BNB you put in there. So we can take.
Is that the only reason? Does it affect the price in any other way?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I've been told that it creates some kind of a price floor. And I'll be honest, I don't completely understand that. Let's see if we can take a closer look at the light paper, and maybe we can get an idea.
Brandon, have you seen that flow chart that was in that video about Reservoir? Got released a couple days ago. Shows the money going in and where the different percentages go and the different pools and stuff.
Oh yeah, there was I think that came from a guy named Kevin.
Kevin, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, I actually I've subscribed to his channel. I've watched at least the first couple of videos that he's put out. And I do remember seeing that. We can maybe bring that up. But yeah, so in order to successfully make deposit, you first need to join someone else's team. Wait a second, that's drip.
Yeah.
Non-inflationary yield farming through adding liquidity to drip. So one of the things that I like about this, not to get too sidetracked, but I'm a fan of BNB in general. So the way I thought of this when I first invested 3 BNB into it is I thought I'd like to hold on to this BNB anyway. So while I'm holding on to it, I might as well earn, some extra BNB on top of it. And I like the fact that it comes out as BNB. It comes out directly as BNB. I can take that right out to my wallet. There's no tax when you claim your rewards. There's no tax if you wanted to compound, which I haven't. There's no tax on compounding either. So the BNB just goes right into your wallet. Whenever you hit claim, it just goes right into your wallet, which is handy, right? Because we're paying BNB gas fees constantly just to hydrate our faucet accounts, right?
I thought there was a withdrawal tax, a claim tax, or a deposit tax and a withdrawal tax. Is that not true?
Yes, there is.
So what's the difference between claim and withdrawal?
So claim is just to get these rewards that you've earned. So these are coming from basically the swap page. So as people swap BNB for drip, or they swap drip for BNB, there's a 1% fee on each one of those transactions. And that 1% is distributed amongst all of the people that are staked in the reservoir, depending on your percentage. Yeah.
I see. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that claim is really pure BNB. It's not drop, and it goes straight into your wallet.
Exactly.
Well, that's
And
super cool, actually.
Yeah. So there is a 10% tax when you deposit. Like I said, if you did 10 BNB, it's going to end up being effectively 9 BNB going in. And then, I have this 0.533 drop if and when I decided to withdraw that. Now, this is a 2-step process. I've never done it. This has been in here and I haven't touched it other than to withdraw or to claim some rewards a couple of times. But I haven't touched my initial drop deposit. You know what? I need to have my my fancy cursor.
Yeah. Where's that little drop guy? He's cute.
There he is. So the way I figure it is, as soon as if and when I withdraw. Oh, I got ahead of myself. So it's a 2-step process. I have to click withdraw, and the contract is going to break up my drip and my BNB. Okay. And then it's going to actually put the BNB over there. So the second step is to then claim that, for which there is no tax.
Yeah.
But there is a withdrawal tax. So instead of getting my 0.533 drop, I would get 90% of that, whatever that is.
Okay, but you get 100% of the rewards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll bust out my calculator. So when I originally bought, and we could do an experiment, I guess. So I originally invested 3 BNB. So let's do 3. Oops. Divided by 0.532798. So I guess at that point, the price of 1 drop was 5.63. Kelly, did I do my math right on that?
I can't see your calculator fully, but I trust your calculations. I do like a good calculator.
So don't ask me. I'm just sitting here between 2 scientists, right?
I screened you so I can see you better. I think so. Yeah.
I think so let's do it the other way. So if the BNB price of 1 drop was 5.63, I would then need to divide that, because I'm only putting 3 BNB, right? So 3. Nope, I must have done something wrong.
I think that might not be right.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start over. This is horrible. I have a master's degree in mechanical engineering, but I can't do simple math.
I have the same problem.
So we want to figure out the BNB price of drop, at least when I entered, right? So I only got roughly half of a drop.
And you put 3 BNB in.
I did.
So the price was 6 BNB per drop.
Yeah, a little bit less, right?
Yeah.
Divided by 0.53279. Okay, so I did the math wrong on the opposite direction. So I would need to take this price, invert it, and divide it into 3. So I need to take 3 divided by 5.63. Boy, this is riveting material, I think, right here, right?
It's going to be a hit. It's going to be a hit, Brandon.
Yeah, so that's about right. So at the time that I entered Reservoir, the price of 1 drop was roughly 5.63 BNB, right? So I deposited 3 and I got 0.53 drop.
Well, that's a pretty good deal. You wouldn't get that now.
Well, see, now that could be an experiment. And and I don't really want to. I don't have a whole bunch of BNB sitting in this account, and I don't want to fill the airwaves with a bunch of transactions and me working in the background to transfer BNB from place to place. We have more interesting things to talk about, but let's just pretend that I had 3 BNB. I wonder if it'll tell me.
No, it'll just
Error out.
Huh.
No.
So it's going to let me try to approve this transaction.
insufficient funds.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Something went wrong.
Something went wrong.
Oh. Well, wait a second. There's the price right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is
That's it.
this
That's
is
it. Mhm.
number of drip per. Well, wait a second though. That's the drip price. That's not the drop price. That's the drip price. That's this one right here.
Oh, right. Okay.
How many BNB per drip?
Yeah, it would be really helpful if it had the drop price on there in BNB. That would be super helpful, but it doesn't. As far as
Well,
I can tell.
let's pretend I'm just going to use like the actual
Could you-
BNB that I
You
really
could do
have.
0.1 BNB. That would
Okay.
make it-
Would that make it easier? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's saying I would get this many drops for my 0.1 BNB. So then I would assume 1 BNB would be 10 times that, right?
That's right. I can't
Yeah.
read that, but yeah. Yes.
It's 0.0195. So let's
So it's 0.19. It's 19. 0.19.
yeah. So that means 1 BNB would be 0.195 and multiply that by 3. So I actually would get a tiny bit more. So I guess the price of my drops has gone down a little bit, which actually isn't that big of a surprise given that the price has come down from July 9th to now. I remember, I'm not sure this chart won't actually go back far enough.
That's a little beef I have with this chart. I really wish this chart would go all the way back.
Yeah.
It
I was
used to
thinking that
go-
as well.
It used to go all the way back. In fact, the very first time I ever did a live stream, I don't remember the exact date, but my whole point, like the price of drip was going up, right? And I wanted to catch it hitting $20 like on stream. Jello. The dog is going crazy. He's picked an awesome time to start playing with his toys. I wanted to see the price. I wanted to catch live on stream the price going up, and hitting $20. That was on the big. That was big on the big price rise before we hit the high on July 16th. So back then, this graph would go all the way back. You could scroll. It took forever, but you could scroll all the way back to the very first trading that happened on on when the contract first launched on April 23rd, I believe, April 22nd or April 23rd.
Yep.
So anyway, the price of drip, I'm not sure what the price was on July 9th when I first bought my drop tokens, but I believe it's come down from where it was on July 9th. And so that would explain why the price is maybe a little bit lower now than or that I would get a little bit more for my 3 BNB right now. I should put 3 more BNB into this thing.
You should. If you have 3 BNB, you should. Everyone should.
Yeah, but anyway, just to wrap it up, I like it because you just constantly earn some BNB there, and I have a very small stake, right? So I just leave this alone for 2-3 weeks, and then I come here and I take it out, and it's just a nice way to earn some extra gas money, basically gas money.
That's pretty much it. If it can cover your gas fees, it's worth it. You know?
Yeah. Speaking of gas, I did. I'm so glad that we're on Binance Smart Chain, because I have some of this coin. This is ALBT. This is just a coin that I invested in because I think it has a very good use case for cross-chain transfers. They're building like a very sophisticated bridge that can basically connect all the different chains together. So I invested in this coin for a little bit less than 40 cents, and I wanted to try to sell it. I have an order now to sell it at $1.20, just a third of my holdings, to get my original investment back. It cost. All I wanted to do was take some of my coins. This is an ERC20, so this is on the Ethereum network. All I wanted to do was to send some of my coins into my KuCoin account. It was $33 just to send some tokens. And the BNB gas fees have been going up a little bit lately, last couple of weeks. But they're nowhere close to those Ethereum fees. So we're very lucky to be on Binance Smart Chain.
We are.
Absolutely. Ethereum's always been expensive. So
I wanted to show a chart. I'm going to go into Telegram. Those of you who don't know, there is a drip price bot group, and you can go into the main drip Telegram and you can just type in /price, and that'll give you a link to join the drip price bot channel. I'm just going to pull up. There's a command that gets you the charts.
By the way, I figured out what was going on with my audio. I have you going through my harmonizer here, and I had my harmonies and my reverb and my doubler and my auto tune on before. So now we haven't got any of those things going on, so it should be a little bit better.
That's good.
Well, talk to Danny. Danny has all the high tech stuff. I got my new headphones.
I was about to say.
So that's nice.
I got these for $28 on Amazon. So,
Kelly, are you using a software based thing or hardware?
Oh, this is hardware. It's just because my interface got stuck in the UK during COVID, so my interface is just sticking. It's in my lab in the UK, so I'm just using this TC Helicon Voice Live Touch 2 as an audio interface for this mic.
Oh, sweet. I've got audio interface set up here as well, but I also use a thing called Voice Meter.
Yeah.
And, Voice Meter is great as well. It's just software.
Yeah.
It's good. So, but yeah, Brandon, I see the nice blue headphones there, mate. I was gonna comment on that.
That is cool,
pretty fancy
lighting. It changes colors too. Yeah, I really went all out.
That's so early 2000s. I love it.
My other headset, it has a built-in microphone, but it was horrible. This microphone seems to do pretty well. I've already recorded some voiceovers for my last few videos. Seems to work a lot better. The other one would have all kinds of pops and crackles, and it was awful.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to save this chart. I just pulled the chart from the Drip Price Bot channel, and I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to bring it on the correct screen there. Here we go. Okay.
Finally, a chart that actually has good scaling. The scaling on that chart as well, the auto scaling on the chart that's on the drip page drives me nuts. Just nuts. Like, come on, just keep it steady so we can actually. Yeah, it's just it's a bad part of the UI. I love the UI in general, but that I don't like.
I used to make this chart essentially by hand, and I would update it like every few days, every couple of days. I would go into the Fountain smart contract transactions, and I would find the transaction that was closest to, midnight UTC, and then I would plug that. I would find the BNB to drip price, plug that into a spreadsheet, find the BNB price at that time, plug that into the spreadsheet, and then just chart it by hand. And then,
That's finally, so hardcore.
Yeah, that's me. Let me show you one of these. And then I started, because I would post these things every couple few days, and I'd put them on Twitter. And then I started adding. Here, let me show you. Let's look at what
happened in July. What was it that did that caused this to take off? Was it the listing on Coinbase?
No, we went from 2,000 people to 4,000 people. And
what happened?
How did that happen? Launch of B Farm.
Oh, B Farm.
B Farm is being launched. So, I mean, we went from, I was watching, I had a couple of new members come on at $3.28, and it went up to $59 in the space of 3 weeks.
Wow.
It was mad. Yeah. I know. I literally saw it go 59, but off the charts, it's showing that it only ever reached 58.8, but it was at 59 for only a few minutes. Only a few minutes. And I had a specific account set up just for things like that. So when it spiked, I sold some from one of those accounts. So again, not affecting my main account. Yeah. So that was pretty crazy.
So this is your chart.
Yeah, this is my handmade chart. This is a daily chart. In other words, it only has a value for each calendar day. And then I was tracking not only the USDT price, which I should have put USDT, but I was also calculating that ratio. And I figured out early on that the important price to watch is that BNB to drip ratio, not necessarily the USDT price, because the BNB to drip ratio basically tells you how things are going on that swap page, right? Like if lots and lots of people are throwing their BNB into that DEX to get drip out, right? That's obviously a bullish thing. And then on the other hand, if people are claiming and selling, then that price is going to go down because they're going to cash in their drip tokens to get some BNB tokens.
But it doesn't go down when they claim, right? Just when they sell. Is that right?
Correct. Claim. Yeah. I misspoke then. Yeah, you're right. When they claim, nothing happens except for the tokens coming out of the vault and going into their wallet, right?
Right. Those are real, but they're not. They're real when they're claimed, but they're not converted to BNB until they sell.
Exactly. Yep. So, I guess on July 9th.
Although there is a 10% tax on that.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. When you sell drip to get BNB, you are taxed. 10% tax on the sell. So I guess on July 9th, when I first entered the reservoir, I don't know. Price was probably pretty close to the same.
The drip price or the drop price? Drop price is going to stay the same, isn't it? Or no? In the relative to drip.
Yeah,
right?
I mean the drop price depends. Yeah, I guess it depends on the value of drip, really, because BNB is BNB. It's going to stay BNB, whatever BNB you throw in there. But the I don't know. I don't actually know exactly how it works and how the drop pricing is actually calculated. All I know, I looked at it like this. Now I think Reservoir is a long-term play, right? So
Yeah.
in my accounting, which I have a gigantic spreadsheet, bigger than Kelly's magic.
You haven't seen my real spreadsheet.
All right, fair. Anyway, I have a huge spreadsheet with a whole bunch of tabs, and then I made one for Reservoir, of course, and I looked at it like this. I put 3 BNB in there, but then I considered it to be essentially 80% of that, right? Because I knew I was going to be paying a 2% tax or 10% tax going in and another 10% tax coming back out, right? So I just figured, okay, my 3 BNB just became 2.4. So then my plan is to keep it in there and keep claiming the BNB rewards, which those don't come necessarily from like drip itself. Those don't come from the platform. Those are trading fees, right? Those are fees that people are paying in order to swap drip for BNB or BNB for drip. So those earnings, those rewards that I get, the little, let me bring that thing back up here. Those BNB rewards that I get, I don't think I don't have any problem claiming that, because those are earned by the trading fees, right? Any trader that trades on the swap page, 1% of that transaction, 1% of whatever they swapped, is going to go as rewards to the stakers in Reservoir.
Yeah,
right?
they're not coming. They're not coming at the expense of drip vault. They're coming just at the expense of just people using the DEX.
Exactly. So the way I figured it is I'm going to be in this for as long as it takes to at least get my, 0.6 BNB back. And I've got about half of it right now, almost, right? If I claimed that, I'd have 0.36, almost 0.38, almost 0.37. So I'm more than halfway there in terms of just recouping my my 0.6 BNB tax.
Brandon, do you know if somebody buys or sells drip external to this DEX, does that also go into these rewards? Like if somebody just buys or sells on PancakeSwap?
No.
Is that or where?
No, Reservoir is the liquidity pool for the custom DEX here.
Okay.
Yeah. So the only other place where people can provide liquidity for drip is on PancakeSwap. And so PancakeSwap has its own form of rewards, right? So when people do yield farming on PancakeSwap, they typically earn cake. They earn the cake token. Right?
Okay.
So but now when people swap the tokens on PancakeSwap, which I don't recommend personally, they get hit with a tax, right? So if we buy drip, there's no tax. If you buy drip on PancakeSwap, there is a 10% tax.
Yep.
But that doesn't really help the whole internal drip ecosystem, really, right? That tax goes somewhere else, or does that also go into drip vault?
That would, the tax over on PancakeSwap for somebody buying drip on PancakeSwap, that 10% tax, that would go to the vault.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
And
Reservoir is like a plugin.
Huh?
Okay. Reservoir is like a plugin. For example, the NFT game that Forex is developing right now. For example, let's say he decided that a percentage of obviously is going to be using drip to buy certain things for the game to beef up your monster. Okay, I don't want to go into too much detail on that, but let's say
Yeah.
within that code he allocated a percentage that would go straight into Reservoir. That would be huge. That would, every time people are using drip outside of Faucet, outside of the network, but a percentage of that is going back to Reservoir, that would be great. And that's possible.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think with the NFT game, the main benefit to drip, and I plan to ask Forex that question specifically, but I think I think that the main benefit for drip, as far as the NFT game goes, will be just to kind of get the name out there, right? So people that are getting into this new NFT game that he's going to release. They have their Pokemon style or their monsters that they can buy and build and gain skills and whatnot. I mean, and then they'll be able to use drip tokens to purchase extra skills or extra abilities or extra strengths for their monsters in this game. Yeah, to level up. Exactly. Which if somebody wants to do that, then obviously, maybe they've never heard of drip at all. And so that'll be an introduction of sorts for them to find out, okay, well, what is this drip thing? And I should look into this, because if I buy some drip and spend it on my monster, I can beef up my monster, right? And so then that gets more eyeballs on drip. So I think that's what the NFT game is going to mainly do as far as benefiting Drip Network, is just get more eyeballs onto the project. Now, another thing that I've listened to all those other Forex interviews and sort of piecemeal gone through them, because they're long. They're anywhere from an hour to 2.5 hours. But another thing that I recently learned that Forex plans to do is he plans to have a bridge from other chains, from other networks. Yes. And this will allow people to bridge capital from these other chains directly into Faucet. And they're not even just going to buy drip tokens. They're going to buy and stake by bridging capital from another network directly into Faucet. And for doing that, to incentivize that, he's going to actually reduce the tax rate for that. So normally people would buy drip tokens. They don't pay a tax to buy the drip tokens. But then when they deposit those drip into the Faucet, they of course pay a 10% tax. So with people that are bridging capital from other networks, they're not going to pay a 10% tax, apparently, at least according to what he said. And it's probably still sort of in the works, although he said he already finished the code for the bridge. I think he's going to start with a bridge to Tron network. Danny, are you familiar with Tron at all?
Yeah, because I'm still on Flow. So I'm still on Flow. I'm making money on Flow as well. So Tron, it's gone up like 400% or something in fees. Yeah, probably 2 or 3 times since I started on that. So that's probably, but Tron itself, look, it's going back up. It's at 10 something cents now. It went up to 17 cents a while back. It dropped back down to 3. I think when I first started, it was about 3 cents. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but during that time when I first started, they took it from being inflationary to the next step is deflationary now. So, but given the fact that he's looking at Tron, it could be, well, trying to get some of the people from Flow.
Yeah, he did mention, he mentioned, I think he called it a vampire protocol.
Yeah. Okay.
He mentioned something to do with this bridge that he had built, and basically trying to get capital from Tron and maybe from Flow specifically, and
Yeah.
trying to get that capital from the Tron network bridged over
Yeah.
to the BSC, the Binance Smart Chain network,
Yeah.
and plug it directly into Faucet. So that's a pretty cool concept that
Yeah.
not only would people be able to bridge capital from other chains to Binance Smart Chain, but it would specifically go into our beloved staking contract, right
Yeah.
into Faucet.
Yeah, making it a lot easier, because I mean, like, to be honest, my drip has grown from my dividends from Flow, pretty much. I put $0 into drip personally. I took it from my dividends from Flow and started my drip. So I'm ahead. I'm way ahead.
So
Yeah.
I was remembering something that Forex said, and then I just kind of scanned this over and found here's another way that that staking BNB and Reservoir adds or supports the price. So let's back up a second. So if I go to here, right? So the price of drip is managed or traded on a decentralized exchange. So there's I think of it as a fishbowl, right? And you have a bunch of drip tokens in the bowl on one side, and you have a bunch of BNB tokens in the same bowl at a certain ratio, currently at this ratio that you can see on the screen.
Mhm.
So if people just keep putting drip tokens into the bowl and taking BNB out, then this ratio drops, right? Because there's less BNB now and there's more drip. So the ratio, this ratio goes down. And so you want to have, like, the more BNB in that bowl, the better, right? So if you have more BNB and the same number of drip tokens, this price is going to go up, right? That ratio is going to go up, correct? So with Reservoir, a certain portion of that BNB that you stake becomes permanent liquidity, which means no one will ever be able to take out the last bit of BNB. So that is the price floor, right? So a certain amount of the BNB in that bowl is locked in there forever, can't be taken out. So that means you would have, like, I guess that means you would have a certain a certain lowest possible ratio here of the BNB to drip.
What is that ratio now? Does anyone know?
Right there.
Or can we calculate it?
It's right there.
No, like the actual floor that it could go to.
Ooh.
The permanent floor.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's the actual smart contract. So this smart contract is the actual DEX. This is the Fountain swap page smart contract. And you can see it does contain a certain amount of BNB, right? 4125. And by the way, that should match up with this contract balance. So when you're on the swap page, you're looking at the Fountain smart contract, which is the decentralized exchange. And so it tells you right here how much BNB is in there. And then it also tells you how many drip tokens are stored in that smart contract. And we can verify that too. So 4126 BNB and 111,943 drip, which if you come down here, and there's all kind this bears repeating. We've said this before on these live streams, Danny, but if you've been playing on Binance Smart Chain for any period of time, you're going to start noticing random tokens show up in your wallet.
That
Just
happened to me when I
random.
was involved, and I was like, "What is this Che Guevara coin, and why is it worth $34,000?
Wow.
What?
Very
Yeah.
nice.
$1,000?"
Don't
Yeah.
touch it. Don't
Oh,
touch
And
it.
I did touch it. I did. I'm like, I gotta figure this
Oh.
out. No, I didn't.
yeah, you
I think I'm
definitely
gonna-
don't want to. If you don't recognize it, as I always say,
Yeah.
it's not free candy. It is not free candy. In fact, it can be poison. If you connect to, you know, some of these websites, you're going to end up losing all of your money. So
Yeah.
just be very careful with that and don't mess with any of these. Anyway, it's got a lot of garbage in here.
Mhm.
I think the scammers must kind of look at like what addresses are most active or something like that. There we go.
Mhm.
So 111,936, just like it showed over there. So at any point in time, you can verify and you can calculate the ratio, right? The swap ratio between BNB and DRIP, right? And so as we've discussed before, anytime somebody swaps BNB for DRIP, they deposit BNB into this bowl or this contract, and they take some DRIP tokens back out. And the ratio.
Oh, sorry, Rhonda, go on.
No,
Sorry.
I was just going to say is just the ratio recalculates. Anytime, that's how an AMM, an automated market maker, works. There's no bid orders and ask orders. There's only swaps, and each time somebody swaps one token for another, it recalculates that ratio. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just was wondering if there's a place where we can see how much permanent liquidity there is, if there's anywhere where that would be visible in the BSC scan. I mean, sure it is. There is, but I don't know how to find it. Where would you find that?
The main wallet.
Not sure.
In the reservoir contract, maybe?
This is interesting. So here's the number of drop tokens in existence.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine this goes up and down as people buy into Reservoir or withdraw out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That I guess I could probably figure out my ratio or my stake percentage, right? Because I only have 0.533 divided into 1,789. That's sad. Yeah, that's my I guess that's my 0.33%, right? Something around there. Anyway. Yeah, but no, to answer your question, Kelly, I don't know. If there is a way to find out how much is permanently locked, I don't actually know that. Actually,
maybe it would be 10% of.
Well, it's not
what's
10%.
the total?
But let's see here. So let's see. When you enter the Reservoir contract, you are swapping BNB for a token called Drop that is held in Reservoir contract and represents your share of the DRIP/BNB liquidity pool. Drop will not fluctuate in value and is pegged 1-to-1 with DRIP BNB. Okay. So maybe when I did that exercise earlier where I tried to figure out like how many drops
Yeah, it should stay the same.
Yeah. So and that actually that makes sense because I think I came up with like 0.58 and then there's the 10% tax, right? So 0.58 times 0.9.
That's
well,
close.
I probably had a little bit more. Yeah, it's pretty close. But anyway, so let's go on with this. The amount of drop held by a player determines the share of dividends that they will receive from Reservoir instant and daily dividend pools. When you swap BNB for drop and vice versa, there's a 10% tax that is used to pay BNB rewards to people in the reservoir and lock liquidity in the liquidity pool. 2% of the BNB used to buy drop is immediately distributed to people in the reservoir. So it's 2%, or excuse me, it's 10% tax. 1/5 of that, or 2% of your total BNB purchase, is going to be distributed to all the people that are already in reservoir, right? So anytime somebody new enters the reservoir, all of us that are already in the reservoir get a little bump, get a little extra BNB in the pocket. 5% goes into the reservoir pool, which pays out 2% of its balance every day to people in the reservoir. So that seems kind of like the same thing, right?
Yeah.
2% of their purchase is going to be immediately distributed to people in the reservoir. 5% of their purchase goes into a pool. Okay, so it goes into a pool, but the whole thing isn't distributed to everybody. It's only 2% of that balance that goes to everybody. And 3% is permanently locked in the drip liquidity pool. So yeah, there's at least part of the answer. 3% of all the BNB that has ever been put into Reservoir is permanently locked in the liquidity pool.
But that's not the total supply, is it? Total supply will fluctuate because that's how much is in there now. It's not like total over time, right?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
You couldn't just take 2% of that number that was at the top of the total supply of drop.
Oh, well, I think it goes more off of, let me go back to that page.
It's not just 2% of 1,700 drops.
No, remember it's BNB. Somebody enters Reservoir by putting BNB in. So it's 2% of their, well, actually 3% of their BNB that they deposited into Reservoir that goes into the that goes permanently into the liquidity pool. Can't be withdrawn. So I think that is kind of the answer to that question. So one is when you invest in Reservoir, part of your investment goes to purchase drip, which is immediately supportive of the price, right? It's buying drip. And then 3% of your BNB investment goes permanently into the liquidity pool, meaning it permanently raises this part of the ratio, right? So again, you have a fishbowl full of BNB and drip tokens. And so some of those BNB tokens in that are permanently there, can't be withdrawn, can't be swapped out, right? So that's kind of a weird concept that, you can't ever take those BNB back out, which that would mean that there is a minimum that this ratio can go. This ratio can't go to 0. It's impossible to put drip tokens in and take out that last ounce of BNB, right? Because that last ounce of BNB is permanently locked in there. It can't be taken out. So there is a floor to this ratio. How to calculate it? I don't know. Did I lose you guys?
I'm here. I'm just, people are saying my mic is loud, so I'm just adjusting my volume.
Oh, we lost Danny.
Oh, yeah, we seem to have lost Danny. Oh, there he is.
No, guys, I'm here. Sorry, I just
he fell asleep.
No, I'm here. I just had to quickly take a call.
Oh, there we go.
Brandon, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go for a bit.
You're good.
Yeah, no, I've got an emergency meeting in regards to that other project that I mentioned earlier. And I've got to go and do that because we're doing some testing today. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to go off the stream, guys. I just got that call. So can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, my apologies, Brandon, but I'll try to get back on. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the next one as well. And Kelly, pleasure to actually do a video call with you now so you can see me as well.
Yeah.
Because the first time I just had you on there and there's a problem with my camera. But I'll definitely speak with you again soon. Guys, I'm really sorry. But
no worries.
I have to go and do this one. I was going to make a mention of this as well for future, but we'll do that on the next one. and I'll let you
Okay.
guys know about it anyway offline. So yeah,
Great.
my apologies
Okay.
again. Thanks for having me, and
Have fun.
I'll speak with you soon.
Right on,
Cool,
Danny.
cool.
Take
All
care.
right. See
Good
you
to have
later.
you. So Kelly, maybe we could shift gears and talk about your
My calculator.
huge, your amazing calculator. I'm trying to. What's the best way? Trying to figure out what would be the best way for me to grab it and put it up on the.
If you go, are you on the Rocket Science Telegram chat? It's pinned there.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Pinned. There's your YouTube video. I don't think we want to do that right now.
No. No.
So how about this one? I have a 1-tier calculator.
Yeah, the 1 tier is good enough. It's a good enough place to start.
Okay. I mean, because I haven't actually had time to really dive into this, and I did start to watch your YouTube video a little bit, but I'm working on a project.
Grows.
No, not that. It's not that at all. But I am quite busy with teamdripguide.com, and I am working on I'm working on a project to be able to I'm working on a video to be able to very quickly and easily get fiat currency onto the Binance Smart Chain.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make that first step
Sure.
of investing in drip as easy as and quick as possible.
And that's a hard step for a lot of people in this country, especially.
Yeah. Yeah. I just did the part in the video today. I just recorded the voiceover part where, and unfortunately, if you live in one of these states listed here, you can't do Binance. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So let me grab this here and actually put it on my big screen.
Cool.
So the way I sort of structured my team is a little bit by accident. I actually ended up with basically 3 different team wallets, just because of the way I slowly sort of got more and more into drip in the beginning. And then I started the YouTube videos and I started building a team. So what I've learned from you is that, I need to sort of distribute the wealth. Like I'm getting referrals coming in, I'm getting new players and I'm getting those referral rewards, but I don't want all of that to go to one single wallet. So I've started to direct new players and new direct referrals into my original wallet, and then after that builds up a bit, and that's because of what I've learned from you. So this was just this was just amazing. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, great. Well, what I was going to say is, if you wanted to mess around with it live right now, the best way would be to highlight all those tabs at the bottom, because this is a read-only version. So you can highlight all the tabs and then right-click and then say copy to new spreadsheet. So just highlight all 3 of those.
I'm holding down the shift key.
That's it. Hold down the shift key and then right-click on the calculator one. Yeah, for some reason no, don't do it. You gotta select all 3, then right-click on the calculator one for some reason.
Okay. It likes for you to right-click on the original one, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. And then go to new spreadsheet, and then that'll be like Brandon's spreadsheet. Just open that spreadsheet. Nope. Open. Yeah. There you go. Great. Now we can put some numbers in. So this is just, I do have a 2-tier calculator that will teach you even more about what happens when you have wallets feeding into each other. I think of it as feeding into each other in terms of the taxes and all of the reward systems stuff. So that makes a big difference when you're thinking about structuring a team, or you're thinking about structuring your own wallets in a way that, where you're kind of your own team.
I'd like to go through one of the most astounding things. When I did completely read through your article.
Right.
I did do that. I don't have a lot of time for a lot of things, but I did take the time to read completely through your article, and it was amazing. And the most astounding and surprising thing was comparing 1 wallet to 20 wallets.
Yeah,
right?
same
And the
amount of
same
drip.
amount. Yeah. So
Mhm.
let's just do that. Can we
Yeah.
start with that?
Yeah, just put a 1 in here and hit return, and you'll see it'll go about, because we've got the price at $20. We can put the price at what it is today, which is like $18 or something, or $18.50. I don't know exactly what it is right now, but
Sure. Let's be conservative. We'll just put 18.
yeah,
And
it's $1 million still. So this is so this assumes that the amount that's starting in your deposits. So you will have had to put in a bit more, 10% more than that, right? Because there's a deposit tax. But that number 500 is literally the number that's in your deposits, like on your drip website, what shows up in your deposits, just to make it simple to figure out.
yeah, so I would need like 555.55555.
Yeah, exactly, something like that
After
Mhm.
tax. But yeah,
Mhm.
so let's just look at this. Let's try to remember some numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, you have these little tools here that pop
Mhm.
up. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Tried to
let's
make it
look
friendly.
at this. So this would take total.
Wait. Before we look at the results,
Sure.
let me just show you what it's assuming about how you're hydrating and stuff. So if you just go to the wallets tab, the wallets tab shows your wallet every day over time, and it shows what's happening in your deposits, and it shows whether you're hydrating or claiming or doing nothing. So right now, if you look on here, what we're doing, this scenario that we're going to look at is from day 1, you are alternating hydrating and claiming until your wallet reaches 27,300 drip, and then so that's that hydration and column. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the column that you can control. So you would have to.
That's it.
You would have to go in here individually and change each cell, or is there an on?
No,
of course not.
So go to hydration
That was a
templates.
trick.
That's the last tab.
That was a trick question.
Head over to hydration templates, and I've made some handy dandy automated scenarios for you that you can copy and paste into that column if you want to try different things. So the one that I tend to use for any deposits over 100 drip is that one on the left. It's really simple. There's some of these are auto-tuned, which means that in the cell is logic that looks at your deposits and says, okay, if you're still under, so these ones that are not auto-tuned are just ones and zeros, but the ones that have logic, if you see up there, if, and all of that logic,
right,
it checks your deposit value, and if it's over 27,300, it just claims. So that means that it's going to optimize what you can get out of your wallet. The unauto-tuned columns don't do that. So you would have to put those zeros in yourself on the whatever date it goes to.
So for me, hydrate for a year, then claim. For me personally, like I'm in drip for the long haul, right? So
you're just hydrating till it's hydrating until you have to claim.
hydrating and hydrating, and eventually I won't hydrate anymore because I'll reach that max payout, and from that point forward, it won't do me any good to hydrate, right? Because I won't be able to earn any extra percentage off of that. In fact, it would be kind of wasteful.
It's wasteful
to put that extra drip back into the faucet.
Yep.
But I think I'm going to select this. So how would I select
so you just click on the top one like that, and then scroll all the way to the bottom where that column stops. You might want to just pull it down from the right because it's long. It's 6 years. So
what if I do now in Excel? I can hold Control and Shift, and then just down arrow.
Don't do that. Oh, okay. Yeah, you did it. Okay. Now hit copy. Yeah. So just copy that. Control C, I think, for you, and then go over to wallets. Go to that top cell in the column and make sure you put it at the top, and then hit paste. And now it'll go tick 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 tick, and it'll recalculate the day. Yeah, you kind of have to. I think on the sheets for some reason you have to actually do Control C and Control V.
Oh, really?
So you might have to go back over to hydration templates and hit Control C Or, oh no, you got it. Should
Control
turn those
V work.
columns. Yeah, it should turn those columns blue. Yep, there we go. So now that's hydrating. Now, if you scroll down, it's probably going to be sometime in the second or third year. Not even, yeah, second year probably for starting with 100 drip. You'll see that those are going to just automatically go to 0, and you'll also see in a claimed column, that's going to be your max payout. It'll first of all, you'll see the deposits hits 27,300, and that'll turn blue. That means you've gone into one of the whale tiers. And then if you go there, so now it's turned them all to zeros. Should turn them green. I don't know. That seems to be broken right now. I'm going to have to fix that. But and then so then you'll see now it's just claiming every day. So you see all those numbers that over on the right that were zeros, that were around like what you're actually pulling out. They start to accumulate actual money. Column R is the total amount in dollars that you've sold in fiat value. So that's after all taxes. That's what you've earned on the wallet to that and up until that date.
And just to be clear, you're saying after all drip taxes, not after, not including income taxes. The IRS is still going to need their cut. Okay,
that is correct.
So this is just kind of simple. I'm just hydrating every day until I hit my max payout.
And then scroll down a little bit more. You'll see in about a few more months, you see the claimed column J. That's where it's adding up your payout. And then if you keep scrolling down, when that turns red, you'll have hit 100K max. That's your max cap, and then everything just goes to 0. Okay, so so the logic that's in the hydration templates, if they're auto-tuned, it tunes this whole calculator so that you get 365% out. You get to both maxes on the same day. Do you see that? How the percent of the deposit like that? There's 2 different ways you can max out a wallet. One of them is kind of temporary. If you put more in your deposits, then you can get it back down. But that's 365% max payout. And then there's the hard cap of 100,000 drip. So this calculator calculates both, and it turns red if it exceeds one or the other, and returns zeros.
I like how it, because if you. Let me think about this for a second. Is it possible that you would end up getting less than 365%?
Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely possible if you don't do it right. If you claim too much and you don't hydrate enough, then you don't get your deposits up. You don't actually get to the 100%. If the 100K, if you like a lot of people you see on the Telegram, they're like, oh, I'm just going to hydrate for a year and then I'm going to claim for a year. So they claim till they get to their that one max payout of 365. If you do that, if you're starting with a small amount of drip and you do that, you're like missing out on a whole bunch of money that you could get out of this wallet.
Now, does this do anything other than once a day activity, like once a day hydrate and or once a day claim?
I am going to put more resolution in here. That's a whole day's work probably to do that. But I did actually do a whole day's work to make it possible to do nothing, which actually seems like it should be easy, but actually it just changed all of the logic in all of the columns, because this calculator accounts for whale taxes. It accounts for like the multi-tier one accounts for what's rolling up from the children or the team under you, and it does all these checks on, like, see over in the right hand column there's wallet health check. It checks whether your wallet's in danger of going into negative deposits, which affects whether or not the wallet can earn any rewards from the downline.
Right.
So it does all these checks and all of this, and also like it tallies up the actual that comes out with one wallet. These the values that are to the right of the pink line are kind of the same as the values that are to the left of the pink line. They're just in dollars. But if you then increase the number of wallets, that whole part that's to the right of the first pink line, it sums up across all the wallets. Because I wanted to just see like what's the total return if you just split the money and the same amount of money but into multiple wallets. I wanted to still be able to see what's happening in any individual wallet. So that's all the drip that's to the left of the pink line. But to the right of the pink line, that's where the summary sheet in the calculator pulls its numbers from. So now that we've seen this and you've got this entered in where you're just going to hydrate until you claim and then that's it. That's a great like simple strategy. So now go back to the calculator and we can compare what happens if you've got 1 wallet or 10 wallets or 20 wallets.
Just to explain my thinking on that too, and this is how I'm actually playing it right now, is I am only hydrating. I do claim once in a while, but it's only so that I have some drip in my wallet to be able to then airdrop to my team.
Yeah.
So like when I do a sign up bonus or when I do random Sunday airdrops, I have to have that. I have to claim that drip out first and have it in my wallet. But other than that, I'm just hydrating because I think that this current price is very low. And actually, I want to take a little bit of a sidetrack for that, because I've got sort of a troll for the channel, and you know that you've arrived as a YouTuber, right? If you have like a regular troll on your channel. And so I do seem to have that. So I this guy, he's calling me a scammer. He's calling this, don't buy this trash. Here, I'll just put the comment up here. LOL, not this scammer again. Don't buy this trash. This guy just wants to be at the top of the pyramid. So we've already refuted the whole right. We've already refuted the whole pyramid thing. You know, everybody and you know, he kind of makes my point here. He is only relevant. Which, what does that mean? Relevant, because a whale signed up under him. Well, guess what? That demonstrates the power of this referral reward system. This is one of the cornerstones of Drip Network, is that it has this beautiful reward system built into it. So the reward system is not a pyramid. It's just a way that the faucet smart contract rewards good behavior. What's good behavior? One good behavior in crypto, right? One good behavior is staking the tokens, taking the tokens off of the market. And there couldn't be a stronger function of staking than what we have with Faucet, because those tokens, whatever tokens you deposit into Faucet, they are gone from you forever. You can never withdraw your deposits. Like typically in crypto, I'm not sure how familiar you are with different kinds of staking protocols, but typically when you stake tokens, you at some later time you can withdraw that. You can take those back, and that's
like in Reservoir.
Right, exactly. Like with Reservoir, you can stake BNB later on. You can withdraw BNB after taxes. With Faucet, it's not the same. With Faucet, you're taking those tokens off of the market permanently. You can't withdraw them, right? So that's one good behavior, and the Faucet smart contract rewards people for doing that good behavior by paying them 365% of whatever they deposited. Right. And it's, you and I have figured this out too, that it's actually not 365% profit. It's 265% profit, right? Because you don't get your original tokens back.
Yeah, no.
And it's even less than that when you factor in the taxes. But regardless, you're being rewarded by earning a return on your deposit in the amount of 365% of whatever you deposited over the course of 1% a day. because you stake the token. So that's one good behavior. Another good behavior in crypto, one of the main ways that cryptos grow and are more and more heavily adopted is by spreading the word, right? Spreading the gospel, right? So telling all of your friends and family about this great new crypto project, right? That's how more and more people get interested. So that's a good behavior in terms of a crypto project, right?
Yeah.
So Faucet rewards that behavior as well, right?
Yeah.
It gives people like me spreading the word and teaching people about this project. By the way, that whale, he did finally contact me. I don't know if you heard about that, Kelly, but I had a guy that bought and staked about $290,000 worth of drip under my buddy address. And
oh my goodness.
He did so before he learned about your
he did it in one wallet.
He did it in one wallet, which, you know,
wow.
Well, yeah, but my point is, he contacted me on Telegram a couple of days later, and he said, "Hi, you're the guy making the YouTube videos, right? I'm the guy that just deposited a lot of money under your buddy address." And he said this. He said, "I liked your videos and I wanted you to benefit." Right.
Oh,
so
that's so nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was obviously ecstatic, and he added that referral bonus. Those referral bonuses were obviously quite massive and
sizable.
They boosted my deposit by a lot. But that goes to show you how this works, right? Why was I rewarded? Why was I rewarded? Because I'm making YouTube videos, and it got the word out there, and it introduced a crypto project to somebody that had never heard of it. He liked the videos. He liked the project. He invested a whole bunch of money into it, right?
Yeah.
So that's why the referral system is there. That's what it's designed for. It's designed to incentivize us to spread the word.
And to collaborate, actually. I really, really love a game where everyone wins. And this kind of feels like that to me. It feels like a game where, like, you can think of it as a game, or you can just think of it as like a project, and you can work together to figure out how to, like, optimize and maximize your wealth as a group, like a collective security. You can have a wallet that benefits from everyone's activity. And you know, like, that's what we learned early on, that our like the first wallet that I made is our family wallet. It's not my wallet. It's like our whole family. We call it family wallet. And you know, if we need B&B to do something, it's there in the family wallet. If we need to, like, you know, we have a medical bill, surprise medical bill, it's there in the family wallet, there to withdraw if we need to claim it. You know, it's a really cool kind of like a collective team play that comes into it. That it's really exciting, I think.
I love that. Yeah. And you could use the proceeds from the family wallet to take a family vacation too.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I mean, it's just fun to have some way that, like, everyone can contribute what they, you know, in their own ways. They can build their own kind of, you know, their own little ecosystems underneath that. And then everything that everyone's doing feeds into that. And it's like, I don't know, it's a cool kind of collective security type of a situation, as long as family wallet doesn't blow out too fast. We've been having that problem, actually, and this is kind of what you were referring to earlier, is that, like, if you've got a lot of stuff going on underneath that wallet, the rewards can build up really fast, actually, and you kind of don't want them to. You want the wallets on top to outlive their children. You want the grandmother and the grandfather to actually outlive the children.
And I do want to get back into that because that's very powerful, the way you could have the same initial investment and put it in one wallet versus the same exact initial investment and have it distributed in multiple wallets. And I definitely want to get back to that. I just want this to go down in history. Here's Boo. Here's Boo saying never above 20 again. Price never above 20 again. And then we have somebody saying, "Stop embarrassing yourself," and we got Danny saying, apologizing he had to go. All good,
yeah.
buddy.
No worries.
So and then just one last thing that I did want to point out, because I mean, that price chart, I have to admit, it doesn't look all that awesome now, you know.
Yeah.
And like this, like personally, I'm not concerned at all about this, and I'll show
Same.
you. I'll show you one of the reasons why that it might not be, it may not have entered your thinking on your strategy, but there is a project called Hex, and I went over this because I have that troll. I got boo the troll,
Boo
and
the troll.
and so I tried to explain this to him last time. I don't know if maybe he'd tuned out already. Let me put this on the screen. Hold on.
Yeah, I know about Hex.
Yeah. So
Was Forex involved in Hex?
no. He oops, where'd it go? Oh, no, where'd it go? Hold on. There it is. Okay. So no, Forex is not involved in Hex. He does know about Hex. And this project is somewhat similar to Drip in the sense that you can stake your tokens. With Hex, you can withdraw them. You withdraw them later, and you earn additional tokens on top of that stake. But it's still basically the same concept where you deposit so you stake some tokens, and then later on you get more tokens out of it, right? But this project launched in near the end of 2019. And so I just want to show what this price has done, okay? Because this had, you know, that almost kind of looks
it does
a little
look very
bit similar to our chart, right? But there's a little tool that I can use here where we can measure this pullback, right? And I have the magnet turned on. So if I go here, I think I can just, where do I want? I think the low is about there, right? So this was a little bit under 60%. So I think we're on a larger drop than that right now. Let me just calculate what is our pullback right now. We have our high was 58.88, and right now we're about oops, I didn't want to do new minus. Right now we're about $18, and let's just say $18.25. So we dropped $40. So 40 divided by 58.88. We're on. Okay, so we're on about a 69% retracement. What is remind me, what's the Fibonacci retracement level? Isn't it 50? I think it's either 62.8, no, 61.8. Okay, so we're a little bit more than a 61.8% retracement, but not quite, let's say about 70%, right? So this first dip. Now, by the way, notice the prices here. The prices here, it's a fraction of a cent. Okay, $0.005. So roughly half a cent. And so Hex did a retracement of 58% there, and did probably another 58% retracement there. But then look at this retracement. Let's measure this one. Are you seeing this, Kelly?
Yeah. I'm watching.
So this one here, that was an 86%, almost 86.5% retracement.
Did it go down that far? I don't think it went down quite that far.
Hex did, yeah.
The arrow looks like it's going down farther than the actual.
Oh, well, maybe you can't see it. Maybe if I zoom in, you can see it. There actually is a red
I see.
handle here.
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
It's a wick, what they call a wick.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see the low. It did magnetize to that. Yeah, so that was a pretty severe retracement, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
86%, that's a big drop.
Yeah.
And we haven't dropped that far yet in drip. But we've had a good drop, right? We've had almost a 70% drop. Now, again, look at the price here though. So it was up to 1.4, almost 1.5 cents, right? And drops all the way down, all the way back down to 0.2 of a cent. Big drop.
Yeah.
But again, the prices here, we're talking about, 1 cent essentially.
Yeah.
And then
Did
we
it
had
again.
another, it did it again, and so, but look, it had an 86% retracement, made a new high, right? Then, and this is over the course of, this is a full year. We're a year into it, by the way, end of 2019 and end of 2020, right? And then right at the end of 2020, made a new all-time high and another big retracement. Let's measure this one. Look at that, 69.5%. I think
the magic number.
Yeah, that's right about where we are. So, so my point with this, and I talked about this on my live stream last time, in response to Boo the Troll, and look at this, look at the price now. Just made new all-time highs again today. Here's another big retracement. I don't remember how much that was, but along the course of the last year and 8 months or year and 9 months, there were lots of big retracements.
Yeah.
And drip is only a little bit more than 4 months old.
Yeah. 4.5 months.
So it's kind of like you are here.
This is a blip. Yeah. This is like and I think one of the reasons also that I'm really not concerned that we'll see it in a minute, and I talked about it in my article, is that like, I guess your strategy where you're hydrating and then claiming makes it a bit more sensitive to price when you decide to sell. But if you're doing a claim alternating claim and hydrating like you have the option to do, then that's actually an option that's less sensitive to price. I mean, given a multi-wallet strategy of claiming and hydrating every other day, I don't even think about the price. It doesn't even really, if you enter it into the calculator, you can kind of see the impact of price rising and falling. And it really, like, it's a win no matter what. In that scenario, it's a little riskier, I think, to just hydrate till you claim, but it's faster, and it's definitely more of a payoff if the price goes up. But like this is, drip has actually cured me of even paying attention to crypto prices. I hardly pay attention to price anymore, and it's just because it's kind of stabilized all that in my mind, and the calculator has kind of helped me see that, like, okay, it actually doesn't matter that much whether, I mean, it would be really bad if it went down to like 0, but it can't go down to 0. It can only go down to the price floor, as we discussed earlier. And so I've run enough scenarios where it goes to 0 that it just doesn't. It's still an amazing return, and that's where it gets really exciting.
When you're alternating between hydrating and claiming alternating days, you're just claiming though, right? Or are you also selling? I haven't
actually sold any. I tried at one point to sell, but my fiat's not yet confirmed with Binance, so I haven't actually gotten to that last step of turning it into fiat. I just wanted to learn how to do it, how to go back out.
Right.
But no, most of the drip that the real drip that I've earned in Faucet is just sitting there in all my drip balances across a bunch of wallets.
And that sort of brings up another part of my personal strategy, is what I call the side bag, right? And the way I decided to do my side bag was I decided to, out of all the drip tokens that I originally bought, I kept a portion of those tokens completely outside of Faucet. I never deposited them. Therefore, I never paid the 10% tax, and I never have to claim them. So I never have to pay the 10% tax on the claim. I only need to pay the 10% tax when I go ahead and sell that side bag of tokens.
Oh, that's actually really brilliant. I hadn't thought
Yeah.
of doing that.
Well, when you joined my Telegram, I thought I do have a note in there called #sidebag.
Yeah.
And I try to, maybe I forgot and maybe I neglected that, but I do like to post that anytime somebody new enters the room, just so they know. I think by the time you and I met each other, like you were already fully on board, and you already had you had the family wallet.
I was
you
deep,
had multiple
in
children.
calculator world.
Yes, yeah, but
true.
so yeah, that's my personal strategy, and so I still maintain that side bag to this day. I have added a little bit to it, like I think once in the last month, I just claimed straight to wallets and just let because I have four different accounts, right? So I just claimed a small, like a day's earnings, or maybe it was a day and a half or something. Like I'm kind of neglectful when it comes to hydrating, because I got so many other projects going on that I don't get in there regularly. I know a lot of people are like, okay, I got 5 minutes to go until it's my daily hydrate time. That's just not me. I don't have that kind of time. But anyway, I think I claimed maybe a day or a day and a half's worth of earnings right out to my wallet. So it just padded the side bag a little bit. But yeah, for the most part, like I'm not claiming because I already have a sufficient side bag. And I'm also not claiming because I really don't want to sell. I don't want to sell for anything less than probably like $50 would be sort of a nice target for me for my side bag. I would definitely sell a good portion of my side bag if we hit $50. And I think we will. But yeah, that's the main reason why I'm just hydrating, because I see no point in claiming, because I definitely don't want to sell at these prices. I think drip is going to follow a similar path. And here's another thing too, just to beat this to death a little bit more. So Hex and drip are similar in the sense that you stake tokens and you earn more tokens. But where they differ is that with drip, we have the referral system and we have the team building system. There is no referral system. There is no incentive for people to spread the good word about Hex. And even without an awesome referral system where people are incentivized to spread the word and people's teams are growing exponentially, right? Even without that wonderful system, look at what the price has done. So when I think about what drip will do in the next year and 8 months or whatever, in my mind, I don't see any reason why it can't do this or perhaps perform even better than this, which is crazy to think about. I guess I will say the one caveat to that, though, is that the interest, the additional tokens that you're earning with drip, it's quite a bit richer than it is with Hex. So like, I think that with Hex, I think the average APR is around 40%. And it depends on how long you stake. Like you can stake your tokens for a single day, anywhere from 1 day up to 5,555 days. It's up to you. So, but if you look at the average size and the average length of Hex stake, the average stake is earning about 40% a year. So that's still an incredible ROI, but it's not as much as what we're getting with drip. So I think because people are earning more tokens with drip, and they're going to want to cash out those more tokens eventually as we go along, there will be some more selling pressure than maybe what we've seen in Hex. But we'll also have more buying pressure than what we've seen in Hex because of the referral reward system that Hex doesn't have.
Yeah. So there's one thing I want to say about this too, which is that when I came into it, I came into it with a different set of goals than like your standard investor. So your investor wants to just make much money as they can, and they don't really. It doesn't need to be fast. It's better if it's fast, but it's fine if it's not. For me, I needed a way. I saw this as an opportunity, a possible way to actually have a daily, weekly, monthly income. Like
Mm-hmm.
not as a just an investment that would be like really dominated by the considerations of price, but more like all of my examples that I ran at first were like, okay, let's just say the price just stays the same. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally, like this line that you were looking at now, it would just look like what it looks like between August and November like, what happens then? Because even in that case, this is a huge like possibility for me in terms of like that goal of wanting to have, just a passive income, essentially.
Yes.
So not trying to like make a whole bunch of money or get rich, but instead just actually create a life for myself where I could do what I want to do and not have to worry about, am I going to be able to eat next week? And this is like, so I left one job that was a very kind of solid, good paying job to do music. And this means that like my approach or my, I don't know, my life, I have to spend so much of my life thinking about money. I have to think about like, how am I going to make rent? How am I going to, because I'm a freelance music producer now. I'm not a rocket scientist. And, I mean, at heart I am, but like, but in terms of finances, right? So my goal was actually a lot different because I wanted to build a calculator that would tell me, okay, how much do I need to put in right now to be able to claim as soon as possible to be able to pay my rent? So that was a very different scenario, like a different kind of set of constraints. And I couldn't find a calculator that did that. So I built one. And that was when I started to really get a couple of concepts that are pretty basic concepts, but it didn't really occur to me until I was writing that article, which was that any one wallet can only return a certain amount of drip.
Yes.
And if the price stays the same, which I always like conservatively just wanted to say, okay, price roughly, we don't know if it's going to go up or down. So let's just say it just stays the same. What can this wallet do? And when I learned about the 100K max drip, that changed everything for me, because suddenly that meant that, oh my goodness, actually more wallets is better. First of all, putting more money into one wallet, it means that one wallet can return more, but it doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to get the most out of that wallet because of this max cap and because of the whale taxes. And when I finally got all of those things into the calculator and was able to do what you're, I think, about to do, which is to change that one wallet to 20 wallets, and to see what happens over, like not only like to the total amount that's returned for that initial investment, but also how long it lasts. How long can I keep having this income that will replace any need to like find another gig or,
Yeah. I just want to say that that is just beautiful. The idea that drip, I guess we can be a little more strongly worded than to say potentially. Like this is actually happening for you, to where you don't have to. Maybe not. You're not completely financially free, but you're at a point where you can at least not be concerned day to day and hour to hour with paying your bills. So like drip is a way, and that's something I think that holds a lot of appeal for drip versus hex, because people like you said, some people are invested to have a great return 5-10 years down the road. And that's certainly possible with something like hex. But I think there's more appeal to a crypto solution like this, a DeFi solution like this, where somebody can actually structure it to be able to pay their bills. And maybe you're probably not going to be immediately able to pay bills.
Actually, I've been in for almost less than a month, and I'm paying half my rent this month.
Wow. See, so you're not paying all of your bills, but you're paying a good.
By November, I'm paying all my bills. $5,000 a month. $5,000 a month. Amazing.
And you started with a total original investment of $12,000, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And so like I said, that's to me, that's a major selling point. Like this platform, this project, this crypto sells itself, right? And this is one of the ways it sells itself, because it provides a daily income. Now,
it doesn't do that if you're hydrating though. So maybe before we look at these numbers, just go back to the hydration template, the tab at the bottom, and choose the every other day one.
Okay.
Or even better, so do you see the rightmost one? Choose the rightmost one. Because what that does is on wallets less than, or no, choose the next to last one. That's the best one. The next to last one is, because that just doesn't take daily.
Hydrate every day. Do nothing every other day until 100 drip. Then alternate hydrate claim until And now, when this spreadsheet does a claim, does it consider that as claim and sell?
No, there's different columns for claiming and selling. So only the last column R, is the full sell value.
Okay. So let me do my Control Shift. I'm all about keyboard shortcuts, by the way. I think you're a Mac user,
I am, so right? I can't tell you what to do.
So I'll do Control C.
I'm a Mac user. I'm a music producer, so we're Mac people.
Of course.
Unless you're a DJ.
I need to go to the wallets. Mm-hmm. And then I go here, right?
Make sure you're in the top column. Make sure you're at the top row.
Yep. Yeah, good thing you mentioned that. I was going to mess that up for sure.
I would have been fine. Okay, there you go. Oh, now, okay, there we go. So because this is just one wallet, it starts with 500. It's already at every other day. It's every other day after 100 drip. But before 100 drip, it just hydrates once a week, and it doesn't do anything else. It's just to save gas fees. It doesn't alter the result very much if you do that.
I see. Okay.
So
and then where is it that if you
see, okay, so all right, so there's the price of drip. You can actually have it like increasing or decreasing if you want by a certain percentage every day. So that gives you the dollar amount in the faucet. It gives you the total available that would be available before the claim tax. But then that column P shows you what it is you're actually taking out. So it uses the hydration value. If you're hydrating, you're not taking anything out. If you're claiming, you're taking out this dollar value of drip. But it's still drip. You haven't sold it. It's just that's the dollar value of the drip that you're taking out. That's what's in your side bag extension. That's your side bag. The value of the drip going into your side bag that day.
Okay, so this doesn't include then the additional 10% tax of selling.
It doesn't, but the last column R does. So there's you'll see another, in the equation there, you'll see another 90% there, another 0.9 that goes into that calculation of, you'll see 0.9 in there somewhere.
I do see that.
There it is at the end, yeah.
Okay, so then this would basically be the columm that would show you
how much total of that's what all those calculations in the front page calculator summary will show you. It just if you want to see how much am I going to be making in a month at that time of year, then it'll just subtract one month from the previous month and then give you that value.
So let's do the big finale here, because my Mrs. Drip guide is not gonna want me to go too much longer tonight. So let's do what would I just say, 20?
Before you do this, you see that even if you look at these values before, they were all bundled up on 1 year when you had your hydrate, but now they're stretched over a few more years because we're hydrating and claiming. So it just kind of makes it all last longer. It makes
So
each yearly
this
value.
is
It's your yearly income in the different years out from
okay.
when you put.
So starting with one wallet and 500 drip after tax deposit, you're gonna claim and sell this amount in U.S.
Mhm.
dollars at the in
End
the
of
first year.
Yep.
So you have an
Mhm.
income of $35,000 for that
In the
first
first
year.
year. Mhm.
You have 193,000 big six-figure income in year
Mhm.
2, and a
Mhm.
crazy big six-figure income in year
That's
3,
right.
right?
That's right.
Now, this is the key number, correct?
Yep. That's the total. That's a total net
Just
for that amount.
let's just keep that in mind, okay?
Yeah, about $1 million.
938,000. Yep.
Yeah.
So now, just
Put
by
put
change, huh?
put 2 in there. We'll just see all those numbers are gonna.
Okay.
The main number is gonna double. You got to give it a second
Yeah.
to do all of its. There you go. Look at that now. Okay,
Oh
so
my God.
that's doubled. So that's just splitting it into 2 wallets before you start. So
Now,
taking.
I do want to point out. I do want to point out one thing, one devil's advocate sort of thing to point out here, which is we don't know how long the project is going to last, right?
Right.
With
Exactly.
everything that's coming, coming soon, all the developments, all the collaborations, all the partnerships, and the massive wave of adoption that's most likely going to come as a result of the content monetization use case, which I think is gigantic.
Mhm.
I believe personally, not financial advice, I believe that this is going to be around for many, many years,
Mhm.
at least 5-6 years, like
Mhm.
you have your spreadsheet worked out here, to go through 6 years, right? So,
Mhm.
but you are taking a risk by,
You're not, Brandon,
uh,
because look, you're taking less of a risk because check it out. Look down there. Look at those numbers. First year, you're getting more than we did last time. Second year, you're getting more. Third year, you're getting even more. So you're actually getting more even in the early years if you're claiming. So that's all the more reason to alternate claiming and hydrating in the early years because it's less risky. Do you see like this actually 2 wallets gives you more in the earlier years than 1 wallet?
Yeah, I remember
So
this.
that's
I
kind of
think this was,
counterintuitive, but it's
yeah,
actually true.
I think that this was, 36,000, but it's roughly the same number. But this was definitely like 192, I think, and
Mhm.
so it's a bit more. This for sure is more.
Okay, but now take that same 500 drip and split it into 10 wallets.
Yep. We're
Let's
getting
have a
to
look.
this is
Let's
the
have a
grand
look at
finale
what
is
happens in
coming.
those early years. Let's look at that. Let's look at this. Look at those year 1 and year 2 incomes. And look at what happens to them. So you've done nothing except use more wallet. And the gas fees do go up, but
Yes.
look, they're a much smaller percentage of that total that you've drawn. Look at their if you divide 10K by 9 million, that's less than dividing 1K by 1 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't it? Or is it more?
Well,
anyway, it's roughly the same, I guess, is what my point is.
Let's go back to 1. Let's go back to 1 and let's see what the gas was.
I think it's going to be about $900. It's $700. Okay.
Yeah, so you're going up by a couple orders of magnitude, right? On the gas fees, you're going from $1,000 to $10,000. So I guess
That's
one
order of magnitude.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And this is a little bit less than 1,000, but yeah.
But 10,000 and 9 million for me, that seems like it's a very palatable figure. I'm happy to pay $10,000 to get $9 million. If somebody were like, "Hey, I'll give you $9 million if you give me 10,000," I'd be like, "Okay, sure."
Let me think about that a quick second.
Put 20 wallets in there.
Yeah, and this has gone up by an order of magnitude, right? As well, because it was 900,000 something, and now it's 9 million something.
Yeah, so it's about the same percentage of gas fees, but just a lot more money. Money.
And the crazy thing is, it's all based on the same exact starting investment.
Same exact starting investment.
That
And
is
this,
powerful.
but the gains, well, like when you add, so I have a 2-tier version of this, and if you just add one little parent, one drip parent in, it adds, it goes exponential instead of just linear.
Oh, so wait a second. Does this
Mm.
calculator factor in the referral bonuses?
No, that's why this is so
What?
powerful, because this is literally just solo wallets sitting alone on a tier with nothing else going on upline or downline.
Whoa. See,
Right.
now that right there is crazy. And guess what? Pyramid not required,
Not
right?
required. Exactly. This is what convinced me to actually put my 10K in. I was like, okay, well, if I don't have to worry about any of that other stuff and I can just build my own system that does this, I'm sold. Sign me up. And then now all this referral stuff so then I built a 2-tier version because I needed to nest. I have, like my family's, we had to figure out, okay, what is this going to do to our family wallets and all of our different, so we're trying to, build a calculator that actually factors in the referral bonuses. That just goes crazy, Brandon. It really does. It goes crazy pretty fast. So this is part 1 of my article because this is just like the basics of how a wallet works.
Hey Kelly, this is the stage 1. This is the stage 1 booster.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We haven't even gotten to the moon. We haven't even gotten into orbit yet.
Oh, I'm being too loud. I'm laughing too loud. My wife said, "Don't yell. Just don't yell."
I heard her say that actually.
Oh, I was on stream.
Like I was streaming on video already. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but just not to the world in general. Just to you.
Just to me.
For your eyes only. And then let's do the grand finale here because I need to.
There's a guy who's putting 800 drip into 80 wallets as we speak. So okay, let's just see what he's going to earn on. But he's got a parent, so he's going to actually earn a lot more than this. But we'll just see if he were just to put this.
So just to finish this out, though, this is still the same 500 drip original
20 wallets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and 18 million. Okay,
and only 22,000 in gas fees. You see, at some point, you start to win a lot in gas fees, where people are like, "Oh, but isn't more wallets more gas fees?" Well, just do the math, and you see that kind of. But it's
and it's a pretty much full-time job just hydrating all your wallets.
That's true, yeah. But fortunately, before 100 drip, you don't actually have to hydrate them.
Okay,
actually, go into the wallets. You can see that early on they're only being hydrated once a week. So now you see in the upper left-hand corner it says number of wallets 20, initial deposit per wallet. It's only 25 drip per wallet. So you see it's like only every other day hydrating, and every other day we're doing nothing.
Oh, so this assumes that all of the original investment is equally distributed
amongst
all the
wallets.
Yes,
that's right.
Gotcha. Yeah, and then let's figure out what your 80 wallet dude is gonna get.
He's crazy. He's training his kids how to hydrate. I'm like, that's child labor. I think that might actually qualify as child abuse. I mean, I have 20 wallets and it takes ages to do it.
So this guy is starting out with roughly 15 grand in original capital.
Yeah, and he's earning
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that year.
It's not even taking, it's taking 4.5 years.
And this is all blown out after year 5 then, huh?
Yeah, it's blown out.
Interesting.
But if he just done one wallet, if you go back down to one wallet, see what happens. You just put one.
Let's keep this 74 million, almost 75 million in mind.
Yeah.
Just keep that massive number.
You'll see this one blows out by year 3. See,
it's actually kind of hard. It's kind of hard to forget that number, 74 million.
Right? Right? He was like, "How many wallets should I do?" I was like, "Well, how many?" The answer to your question is always, "How many are you willing to hydrate?" Because that's the only limit really here.
I would definitely have to quit my job if I did something like this. But
look at that. So this is blown out already by year 2.5. It's blown out. And it's less than it's the same amount. You could put any amount of drip in that thing, and you'll see that it's always going to be $1 million. You could put in your whale put in like 10,000. It's only going to be $1 million if it's one wallet.
He ended up putting about 8,000.
Okay, then put 8,000 in there. You'll see it's the same number. If it's one wallet, it's the same amount. That's the key. That's like the hard thing to get across to people. It's like, it doesn't matter what you put in a wallet. It's going to generate the same amount of money. See that?
Yeah.
You get it sooner. That's all. All that it does is you get it sooner.
Which that technically could possibly be an advantage. Like if the price stays stable at $18 or whatever for the next, for the next year, and then it starts to drop. Well, then, there would be an advantage. He'd be all done. He'd be, walking away with his 1 million and, all good.
Yeah. But you could put that into 20 wallets and then make the price go down and see that you'd still make more.
Okay, let's do that. Let's put 8,000 drip into 20 wallets,
and then go up, put minus 0.01% change per day. See that percent change per day? You can make that go down.
Well, I'm just curious to see, okay, so 18 million total return. I'm just curious to see, so he's going to be over $1 million in roughly the same time anyway.
Anyway, exactly. That's another thing that's really hard to get across to people is you're not making less in the early years if you split it into different wallets. You make exactly the same amount in the early years or more if the price is staying the same, because it just adds linearly across all the wallets. 1% is 1%.
See, that's what another thing that makes this project so amazing is it's so incredibly interesting. And there's like so many different levels and layers to you peel back the onion and figure it all out. Like with Hex, it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to stake it. Well, how long am I going to stake it? Okay, that's the decision that I have to make, and I kind of analyze it a little bit. But more or less, it's just like, okay, I'm going to stake it, and I hope the price goes up. And that's it. With drip, there's so much to it.
Yeah, you don't need the price to go up. Make the price go down, and you'll see that it's still like, put it like minus 0.01% a day, because that'll get it down to three drip by the end of this wallet.
$3, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, $3. Yeah.
Well, that's crazy because this only went down like $1 million.
Exactly. Try making it tank. Put it at minus 0.1 a day. That's a real tank. That's like
this is a boo. This is a boo.
Yeah, this is a boo. But it has to be minus 0.1. Yeah. Look at that. Still 8 million.
Off of an initial investment of less than 150K.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
If you put in what I put in, which is like 500 drip, you'll see that it's just, unfortunately, I didn't split it into 20 wallets. I only split it into 5 wallets. But anytime I put anything else in, I'm splitting it into 20 wallets. You can bet.
And now you wouldn't, of course, you wouldn't recommend like claiming drip and then airdropping it to a different wallet.
No, I just think that that's a waste of money. I love your idea of buying drip and holding it to airdrop. You could do that, but there's no reason to do that when you could just put it all into wallets and then. I didn't buy it to airdrop it. I bought it I bought it as my side bag eventually to sell it. Just as a crypto, like just a regular buy and sell crypto.
Right.
Yeah.
And I figured
I have enough to spare to do that. I need to squeeze everything I can out of every drip that I can.
Yeah. And that's the nice thing about drip. It's so flexible, right? You can tailor it exactly to what you need.
Exactly.
And I gotta say, I love your the handle for your Telegram chat. That Drip Rocket Science is just fantastic. You definitely have to name your YouTube channel that. Okay. And
I just think that YouTuber. I make videos when people need me to, but I don't really. It's not like my aspiration to make videos, but
we'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
Well, I definitely appreciate you coming on, Kelly, and this has been fascinating. I believe that we could spend another 2 hours talking about this and have a great time doing it. But
well, maybe we'll do one in the future for drip team leaders, because that's a whole different strategy when you've got tiered wallets.
Ah,
So when my
yes.
part 2 comes out, after I finish this big project I'm working on,
That's
then
I've
we
actually
can do that.
there is some content that I've produced on my channel that's more geared towards team leaders. For example, I went into the whole referral reward system.
Yeah, I watched that video 4 times. Just to understand it.
And on a couple of different occasions, I've sort of re-explained how to do airdrops and how to look at what your team is. The live stream I did last weekend. Oh, by the way, everybody smash the like button. I should have said that 2 hours ago, but the live stream I did last weekend was all about how to sort of dissect the transaction history and all the different things that you can do with the BSC scan. And everything's on the blockchain, right? So you can you can read just about everything. But yeah, it's been geared towards the team leaders because that's what's happening with Drip, right? Like I started building a team and all I had was direct players. And now I have like 200 indirect players on my team. So the team is building a team and those teams are building, and it grows exponentially, which is the one of the amazing things about Drip. But anyway, I'll give you the last word. Is there anything else that you'd like to say before we call it a night? Anything else that you want to talk about?
No, just more wallets is better. That's the basic.
And how can people find you? I'll try to remember. I'll put a link below this video on YouTube to, is that okay? Can I put a link to Telegram Drip Rocket Science?
Sure. I guess. Yeah. Sure.
Maybe I'll just.
That would be fine.
You sure? Okay. Yeah. You don't want to. You don't necessarily.
I don't want to get
bombarded.
I don't want to get bombarded, but I mean, I definitely want everybody who's interested in like going under the hood and understanding why these surprising things are happening. It's very powerful to feel like you can control your own destiny, and I did definitely want to empower people. So you can direct people there.
Okay.
Or you can direct them to the Drip Guide.
Or we'll just have you on the channel again.
Okay, sounds good.
And again and again.
Sounds good.
Well, it was really nice chatting with you, Kelly. I appreciate you coming on and taking a Saturday night. And
thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Thanks for showing people my calculator. It's exciting.
No problem. I love it.
You can put a link to the Medium article because the Medium article has a link to the calculator and also a link to the video for how to use the calculator.
Excellent. I will do that. I will do that.
That'll be great.
I'll chat with you on Telegram and we'll finalize exactly what we want to put there. But yeah, definitely.
Sounds good.
The link to the Medium article will be great. All right. Thanks so much, Kelly.
Thanks,
you have
Brandon.
a good night.
Okay. You too. Talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.